Hello out there in TV land.
This is not TV.
Hello
this is
out
the
there.
internet. This is social media. This is here. This is now. This is low budget entertainment.
It is, but we're happy that you're here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Even though you're not yet.
But you're coming.
And maybe you'll watch this part later.
Yeah, exactly. As you all pour in today, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Erin Durth.
My name's Dan Beckman.
And we are excited to be here today on behalf of a new, amazing, fun program we call TRAINcycle.
Or Cycle de Treno down in Mexico.
Yes, sí, va bene.
Wrong language.
Yes, but English is my language of choice.
But not your first language.
That's true. How did you know that?
Because I listen to you speak it every day, and it's just a disaster.
Well, as you can see, and as is scrolling down below, TRAINcycle is actually the brainchild of Liz May, and it's based off of the continuous movement of learning, training, and applying, and keeping the cycle going. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Liz will be here later to talk about that. In the meantime, if you want to check out our website at traincycle.org, you can do that. But don't do it now, because it's party time, guys.
And I was just told that the season 11 of Archer is going live on Hulu. So if you want to do that, you can do that too.
We're going to show you a quick video on what TRAINcycle is all about. And then we have some amazing people who are here to party with us.
But not too hard, because on the West Coast, it's still early and, you know, people are working, children are learning. Christians are praying. We don't want to disrupt the whole flow of American commerce.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome
for that clarification. I am not disrupting the flow of American commerce. Converse? Those are shoes. Commerce.
I like them.
I am actually drinking a Tears. Something
called Writer's Tears.
Writer's Tears whiskey tonight. Yes, that's what it is.
It's an Irish whiskey created not in Ireland. Oh, actually, it says product of Ireland.
Oh.
I stand corrected.
Well, I didn't know that because we got it in Minnesota, and I didn't think the Irish made it here. That? You sure can. Mmm.
It's delicious.
It's Irish. What do you want, long lad? And Dan is sporting a much heavier drink today.
I'm drinking a nice cold brew coffee because, unlike you, I don't have a problem.
Here's the TRAINcycle video.
TRAINcycle.
TRAINcycle.
I would.
Would you? Hope you do too. Hey, if you're an educator out there and you are wanting to comment on all sorts of stuff, like Claire Parker. Hi, Claire. Thanks for joining us today.
Actually, I think her name is Parker and her last name is Claire.
Oh, Parker, comma Claire.
Exactly.
Not
comma Claire.
So.
That's her middle name.
It's comical, though.
Yeah.
If you're an educator and you'd like to join us and tell us about maybe some of the struggles you're having with education, we'd love to hear about that. This is happy hour, though, so maybe you don't want to talk about that. But we have some guests that are lined up today in our studio audience, and our first guest is the lovely, amazing, and talented Mr. Tim Beeman. He is also known as the Podfather.
The Podfather. He'll make you a podcast you just can't refuse, and then he'll cut your horse's head off and he'll put it in your bed, but it'll be funny.
It will be funny.
To.
Yeah, well, I don't know what this is, but it's not
Marlon Brando. This is a weak Marlon Brando impression. That isn't even close to Marlon Brando.
But look at my mouth. Is that Brando enough for you?
No, I need dental work. Ladies and gentlemen, the Podfather.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, guys. Hello. Good. How are you guys?
I've never been better in my whole damn life. Can I say damn?
You can. Liz,
well, just so you know, if I do cut off a horse's head, it'll probably be one of those horses at Walmart that you have to unplug.
Oh, see, yeah. I always left mine plugged in, so they died in like 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
Welcome to Happy Hour. What are you drinking out there?
I am drinking some of Paris's finest. I can't find my camera. Grand Marnier.
I do love a Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier was my drink of choice for years and years. Actually, I before I was even able to drink, it was my very first drink because my mother,
Whoa. This is about educating the youth. We don't need to talk about you going on your drunken tears.
This could be educating the youth right here.
That's true.
Good point.
You know, speaking of educating the youth, I tell the youth all the time, alcohol is great, but like, don't waste your.
I tell the youth all the time, alcohol is great. Yeah.
But don't waste your time until you're older, because it's really not that great. Right. But since it's happy hour, cheers, everybody.
Slancha.
So I'm so excited to meet you, Tim. You, I've heard a lot of good things about you, all of which I've tried to forget. So today you actually would impress me. But tell us about yourself and how you got to know and be who you are.
Well, my name is Tim Beeman, and around here, because I'm in the Winston-Salem, North Carolina area, I have been podcasting longer than anyone else in this area continuously. I am the host of North Carolina's oldest continuously running pop culture podcast, The Less Desirables. I have close to 1,400 to 1,500 podcast episodes under my belt, because not only do I produce my podcast, I produce for other people as well. So I like to think that I have a little bit of knowledge in how to produce and get a podcast out there.
I know what you do have knowledge in for sure, and that's how to grow a beard. For those of you who have only heard him in the past, you should see this phenomenal extraction coming from his face.
And it's so thick too. Is what?
It looks like the beard's name itself is Jedediah.
Yes. Yes, someone said that I hide small children in here, but I don't think so. Yeah, I've not come across any yet.
I'm not gonna force you to answer that question.
So many of our instructors are coming in today. So Tim, you know, I'm pretty pumped about life in general, but TRAINcycle seems to be coming at a really great time because there's a lot of educators who are not educating in the same way that they were able to. And even though this is an idea that came years before today, as Liz will tell you later, I think it's something that's kind of timely right now. Wouldn't you agree, T?
Absolutely. I think that distance learning has been growing before the COVID thing happened. And now that we're in this spot, it's forcing us to learn and teach in a lot of different unique ways. And instead of fighting that, why not go with it? And that's what we're doing now, is making sure that we can help other people without having to be face to face with them, because it's just not safe right now or feasible.
Yeah.
So this enables us to reach people from here locally to all over the world if need be.
And something that occurs to me, if you don't know what TRAINcycle is, tangibly, it is a service that allows you as an educator or as an education system to order on demand learning modules that are custom tailored to your needs by industry professionals working today. So it's an opportunity to supplement the general classroom in this new learning environment with on the scene or on the job training by people who are actually doing the jobs you're teaching about right now in the arts.
Which is pretty cool. Tim, you're going to be teaching about podcasting, I think, is one of your specialties, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there will be how to start one, the proper equipment, You don't have to spend a fortune to get started, but you do need to spend a little bit to get the proper minimal equipment to do this. And then to teach people that it's not just sitting behind a microphone and talking. You actually have to plan. You have to not script, but at least have an outline of what's going on, because you have a tendency when you don't to go off into the weeds. As if you listen to any of my podcasts, you know that we are very much, we have our own sickles and size, and we go into the weeds a lot to try to blaze a couple of trails.
You know, for a lot of us, going off into the weeds aimlessly and never returning is on brand.
Yeah, like Dan. But he looks
and there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
He's a very, very tall person.
Yeah.
Actually, framing is something we could use some help with, because you know the two of us don't always fit in the same frame. I always have to have a chair, and Dan has to crouch.
Yeah, do they even make phone books anymore?
I think they do, but they're hard to come by. They're really just
leave them in the
bodybuilders to rip in half.
Yeah, they leave them in the blue bags outside of your mailbox here.
Yellow pages, blue bags.
yeah, that's right. That makes green, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't study calculus.
Yellow and blue make green.
Oh, thank goodness. Is that what you learned in calculus? Because I was homeschooled kindergarten through college. I'm going to need TRAINcycle more than anyone else. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching.
See, this is another example to your point, Sam. We should have planned our drink breaks, because all three of us at the same time were like, dead air.
It's okay. This is happy hour.
Yeah,
and we're all happy to be imbibing at the same time.
Yes, we are. And I gave Erin a lot of guff for drinking this whiskey now, but now I keep drinking her whiskey, and I should have just poured my own.
Because see, we are actually broadcasting from Minnesota today, so it's only 3:30, so it's just a little bit early to be pouring. But you know what?
Just a skosh.
I got up at 1 a.m. so that I could drink at 3.
That's smart. You know, if you need an excuse out there, Dan's full of them.
I got it.
1-800. I need an excuse.
I cover the professional bull segment of I'm the featured trainer on TRAINcycle for those who need to just lie.
Something for everybody.
I'm looking at Liz and she's like, that's not what we're about.
We have a little green room for those of you who can't see, because I'm actually really excited. There's so many people watching today, so thanks for joining us. You might be joining us on YouTube, you might be joining us on TRAINcycle, you might be joining us on Sound Lizard or someone else's pages. But if you are joining us, make sure you say hey out there, like Howie says hi. Hi, Howie.
Because
hi, Howie.
Words featured and responded to by 3 people at a time.
Exactly. And one with
more according
hair.
to which personality I have, and my beard is, so that's like 3 people right here. So that's 5 of us.
Good point. See?
Oh, that's so good. So Tim, why don't you go ahead and raise your glass and give the world out there, or at least the 40 of us that are watching and partying together online today, go ahead and give us a heartfelt toast of what you'd like to say to everybody out there today.
Well, here's to a fantastic vision with amazing folks. May we all enlighten minds and broaden horizons whilst applying our skills. Sláinte, as we say in Gaelic. Sláinte.
Sláinte. You know what, Tim? Sláinte actually sounds like what I used to do before I improved my posture.
Yes, I still do that.
I thought you put cilantro in things unless you think it tastes like soap.
Well, that too. That too.
Then we just call it coriander.
Actually, one is the leaf and one is the seed, if I remember my calculus correctly.
Well, if it's according to which country you're in. In the UK, it's coriander no matter what.
But they also call arugula rocket, and let's be honest, there's no Elon Musk involved in that garden.
This is true.
I love it. We have some folks telling us what they're toasting with today. It looks like Alex Wolf has vodka with watermelon pucker. I think you might have the most exciting drink out there, Alex.
And I reckon that that's like when I was in college, I used to drink UV blue. Anyone out there used to drink UV blue? It was great the night of, but the next day the hangovers were so intense because it was like 60 grams of sugar per shot.
Are you saying
what's a hangover?
Because like you'd throw up.
I've never once had a hangover in my life.
Is that true?
That's exactly true.
That's how
Never
I
once.
was. That's how I was in college, and now it's like I wake up when I get older, and I wake up. This is how it goes. I wake up and I'm like, I feel great, and then I get in the shower and I'm like, and then I get into my car and I'm like, I just can't, and then it's just all downhill.
You wash the health right out of your hair.
Yeah,
and that's after one beer the night before. So this coffee and these few sips of whiskey, I think Dan's going to be done tomorrow. But it's worth it because this is the launch of TRAINcycle. Woo!
Just don't take a shower, Dan.
Hey, you don't need to tell me twice. You don't need to tell me once.
Tim, will you please not tell him not to take a shower? I've worked so hard.
It's the shower that does it to you.
Yeah. I like you, Tim.
Thank you.
Some more hygiene advice from you.
Well, Tim, I look forward to all this, and I think Aaron, you sent me the message about being part of this, and I told you because I have a personal and professional crush on Liz May. So when you said that, I said you had me at Liz May.
Aww. That's sweet. We all love Liz. Anybody who's ever known Liz will love Liz.
And anyone who's ever worked in HR will tell you there's no such thing as a professional crush.
Thank you, Dan. Tim, thanks so much for joining us today. We have a couple other awesome people we're going to have a drink with, but stick around. Keep drinking, keep partying. Comment in there, Tim. We know you're funny.
You guys, I look forward to it. And thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Tim. Oh, we have lots of other people drinking Evian. Benji Johnson, who is actually another one of our TRAINcycle trainers. Thanks for joining us.
Evian, the Rolls Royce of bottled water.
Sweetwater G13 is what Claire's drinking. Now, what's that?
That is, I can tell you, that is a strain of from the Sweetwater Brewing. There's a trout on the cover. The G13, I believe it's called Sweetwater 420 G13, and I think it's actually brewed with hemp, and it tastes delicious.
Wait, really?
Check me out. Tell me if I'm right, Claire, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
That's impressive. Christy is drinking water. We got a crazy group of people out here today. But Eric is drinking Schreinerbock. I can't read.
I keep chewing on ice and spitting it everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. This is the most unprofessional thing I've done all day.
And speaking of unprofessional, we have another professional coming in. That was a terrible transition. But we are so excited to welcome a man that I've actually known for years but forgot about, and then he came back into my life through TRAINcycle. He's amazing. He's brilliant. His name is Danny Slaughter. Let's give a big welcome to Danny.
Hello, Danny.
Hey there.
Can I just tell you your first name I'm a huge fan of, and your last name, I always thought it was Slafter.
Yes. That's the way we people have a problem with pronouncing it. We just say Slafter with an S.
Yeah. What slaughter is in general.
Yes, sir.
You slaughter me with Slafter all the time, Dan.
Aw.
It's so nice to see you, Danny. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. This is really exciting here, this opportunity, and it's good to see you both. And I'm seeing all these names here, all these fantastic people that have joined in. So it's a great time all the way around.
Lots of love pouring in for Danny, from Andy, from Howie.
And that's it.
Yeah. No, there's love coming from me. I can promise you there's love coming from everyone for Danny. Danny, I think you and I actually met years ago, and I didn't even remember until you popped up on my little camera today. Right. And I was like, oh my gosh, I do know him. He's awesome.
Oh boy, you're too kind, but thank you so much. How long ago was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. I was starting a company at the same time that Liz was starting her first company, Sound Lizard Productions. I was starting First in Flight Entertainment. Oh, there's a blast from the past. And maybe we booked your band sometime or something, or maybe we used your sound services. But either way, I remember that adorable face like it was yesterday.
And Danny, I think I speak for both of us when I say we've never met.
Well, there we go. That's okay. I agree with you. How about that?
My favorite thing for people to do.
At least you share a name, though, so you have something in common. Danny, tell the world at large that don't know you or remember that they remembered you, what you do and what your life is all about. I want to know.
My life has been all about being in the creative aspect of, just life in general. I mean, I started out in looking at a career in commercial art years ago. And from there, it transferred over to And before that, I've been in garage bands playing, you know, in the early years, teenage years, and all this and everything. And got my first sound system early on when I was in high school, the 4-channel Bogan PA. And for the audio nerds out there, they'll laugh at that one right there. So anyway, but went on from there to starting my own video business. A couple of decades ago, and getting in and meeting some local professionals, and especially local voiceover talent and everything, got invested in audio. And I started hanging around production companies here in town and everything. Back when I was coming up, there wasn't all the assets and availability of things like TRAINcycle that you have now, and so many resources, not only in publications, but online, and actually going to brick and mortar facilities and everything like this. And so pretty much it was, you learn as you go, and you associate yourself with very smart people and people that's been in the industry a long time. And then along with that, you incorporate that into formal training and everything. And that's what I've done. And so, I mean, I've been very blessed through the years in being able to work with some of the best people out there in the industry, friends that to this day, we still stay connected and everything. So all over the nation, you know, and so it's been a great time for me, and had a chance to work with some great artists over the years, and it's just been a great ride for me. I appreciate that.
I love your sentiment about appreciating the ability we have now to have access to just really a nearly virtually infinite number of resources, and I think that you know, TRAINcycle embodies that, and it's also what a great time for, not that there's a great time for this, but what a great time for what has happened and the changes that's been made in the world in the past 6 months to happen at a time where we can still feel connected and still have access to education and training and just a sense of community.
That's so true. The technology side of things has definitely made this year a lot easier, and it's forced us to innovate. Like, I know Liz is coming on later, and we're all excited to see her here, but like, I'll let her speak on this. You know, this is an idea she's had in her head for years, and because of everything that's been happening, it's come to the front of life, which is really cool.
Danny, what shoes do you have on?
Well, okay, I know the guy that put that up, Andy Barnhill, right there. And so right now, I'm at my home, and I'm going to disappoint him right now because I don't have any shoes on. But to answer that question properly, if I did have shoes on, they would be Chuck Taylor's. So
good man.
So that's it. So they would be Chuck Taylor shoes. So anyway,
I'm going to share a secret with you, Danny. There's 3 shoeless people on this screen right now.
Oh boy!
Don't tell the Victorian porn industry that they're missing out.
Dan is a trainer for TRAINcycle as well in photography, but he should also go into dirty comedy.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention that as in the past years and everything, what I've known as far as the educational side of it, and being able to tap into younger talent coming up through school, you know, in middle school, in high school, and I've had the opportunity to start internship programs and everything, and that's where the association for me began, actually coming into schools and being coordinating with their performing arts program. And work with them, you know, whether it's the drama program, the choral program, or a marching band program and everything. There are kids out there that are so incredibly talented these days because of the resources and all the electronic gadgetry, you know, that is affordable to them and right in front of them. And so what is and really excited me is about they're wanting to learn, the desire to learn, and, you know, and how do I do that? How do I customize, you know, a tutorial or a class for a certain group of people, you know, the people think they wouldn't be coming to something like this because they already have that and everything. But the people out there that want to know, and there's an incredible amount of people out there that are desiring to know, where it's people in a small church or a school system, or in you know, another area of something like this, where they want to gather information and just somebody explain things to them and everything across the spectrum in the technical art, the performing arts industry. It's a great thing, and it's certainly a great opportunity, a platform to be working off of here.
Absolutely. And you know what, Danny, customizable is actually what I love about this company the most, because sure, there's things that you could go and you can find online, but by the time you go and you try to find professionals and hope that they're good and download videos and see if it mixes with your lesson plan or how long it's going to be or something.
Every human being on earth is dead. So let's not wait that long.
Exactly. Well, Danny, I would love for you. What are you drinking today? We didn't even ask you.
That's all right. I kept it local right there. We went local.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go.
That's fabulous. Well, Danny, raise your cheer wine glass and go ahead and give a toast, whatever's on your heart, on or off of TRAINcycle, whatever you have in your brilliant brain of yours, Danny, because we love how smart and awesome you are. Go ahead and give a toast to the world.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you guys for hosting this, and thank you for Liz for coming up for all this. And I toast all the individuals out there that are on this amazing team, that are a part of the team of TRAINcycle, and to all the people that have logged on today and, just being able to see them and comment and everything. I toast each one of you because each one of you are professionals and you're seeking knowledge and you're wanting to take this art and you want to take it to the masses, even under a pandemic or anything like this. We don't stop. We keep going. Everything, the creativity doesn't stop. The show doesn't stop. We just work harder to make it go on. I toast those individuals.
What a beautiful toast. Thanks, Danny Slaughter.
And thank you for joining us today. If you're watching out there and you would like Danny Slaughter to be one of your instructors, well, this is happy hour. We're not really promoting, but I got to tell you.
Oh, yes, we are.
We're so excited you joined us today, Danny. Stick around, have a couple more drinks with us virtually, and we'll be seeing you online teaching shortly.
Thank you.
That was Danny. What a great guy.
I like him.
Me too. And a great name, like you said.
Fantastic name. I'd have given him the same name if I could have.
I'm sure you would. Well, we have so many more amazing people coming in. Christy, cheers. Thanks for thumping your water bottle. Christy is another one of the TRAINcycle trainers. This literally feels like a party right now.
I'm dying to know, Christy, how does one thump a water bottle?
I think I know.
Is there a technical way that one really?
I mean, this is a glass, but like thumping it, like if I was alone and I was toasting, I'd want a water bottle more than anything else, because if you thump your own glass,
real quick, thump in the way that you think that Christy is thumping. Christy, if that's the way that you're thumping, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Click that little bell so you get notifications when we upload new content, and you'll be on your way to great success.
I'm glad you mentioned that, though, because there's let's see who's tuning in from where up there, if you don't mind, Dan, because lots of you are, a lot of you are on TRAINcycle, which is great. But if you're joining us from Sound Lizard Productions or any other venue, make sure that you're going to TRAINcycle and liking us, because there's a lot of amazing things. One of the things that is important, I feel like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Incorporated.
If we were a team, though, you would be Mike Wazowski and I'd be Sully.
That's
100%.
So true. Actually, we've talked about
if we were a team.
If we were a team, we'd be monsters, but thank God we're not. But I had a point and it just left
Christy,
me.
like you thump somebody's head.
Oh, so are you?
Oh, I thought you were going to follow through on that.
I did. I wasn't watching.
Let's get on with the show. This is horrible.
I'm not an improv teacher with TRAINcycle. No, I'm not. I had something else to say, but since it's escaped my mind, I think it's time to bring on our next special guest, who is an extremely special woman. I have read all about her, but I'm going to let her tell her about herself because she can do it better than me. Please welcome Aurelia Belford.
That is actually not my last name.
Oh, well, Aurelia, what's your last name?
Belfield.
Belfield. Holds tight. B-E-L.
In my defense, Aurelia, I just read what they put in front of me. I'm a stooge.
It's totally fine. At least you didn't mess up the first part. That's usually what gets people.
Well, if it helps my case, Annie, I was watching you in the green room and I was like, she looks like the coolest person by far.
Hey, wait a second. There's lots of other people here that want to be cool.
And I didn't pronounce her name wrong, so I don't have to backpedal on them.
You are probably cooler than me, though, Aurelia. Thanks for doing it. Aurelia, the only other name I've heard, the only other time I've heard that name has been in Love Actually.
Yes. I was not named after that, Aurelia. I am much too old for that.
I've never been tough.
I was actually named after my grandmother, who's named after her grandmother. So.
And where is your grandmother and her grandmother from?
They are from North Carolina. I am actually from Bayshore, New York, but I live in Raleigh now.
Cool.
Dan was a New Yorker up until the time that COVID swept him out of New York and put him into no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
Aha, yes.
From the city, though, not from really the state. It doesn't really even count as the state, I don't think. It's like its own floating.
They're like 3 silos of craziness. It's upstate, it's the city, and then there's Long Island, which is its own zoo.
Yeah.
Are you in New York now or in North Carolina?
I'm in Raleigh, actually.
Awesome. Which is North Carolina for the layman out there.
Yes.
The amazing part about this organization is, of course, it started in North Carolina, but it's kind of everywhere, and that's the beauty of this new digital awesome world we live in. So that's very cool. Aurelia, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a lovely Polar Seltzer Aid from the grocery store.
Ooh.
Handcrafted.
I love that.
It is a mango limeade flavor, which is one of my favorites.
Of all of the things that precede the word aid, mango lime has to be one of the best. Thoughts?
Yeah, right? I hard agree. Big agree from me.
Hard agree.
My thought is actually I don't think I've seen mango and lime together. Ever.
Oh, then you have not lived. I'm going to take
They're
her.
Best buds.
I mean,
they are pals.
They're like Turner and Hooch, but fruit.
Lemon lime.
This is the Tubbs and Crockett of flavors.
Yeah, see?
Aurelia, you're funny. Are you a comedian?
I am not technically, but I am also, in addition to being a music supervisor, am a screenwriter, playwright, director, and I produce audio dramas.
Cool.
Well,
cool.
Awesome.
What a time for audio drama it is right now.
Yeah, it's blowing up right now.
Well, if you ever need a Marlon Brando impersonator, Dan was auditioning for you earlier on the show today. So,
well, you got it.
I got it.
You got the part. You got the part. Surprise! This is all of this is for you. This is a surprise.
So you're telling me I can be a contender?
You've made us all an offer we can't refuse.
Whoa! If I had a little thing that went.
I did. There's an app for that, and I do have it on my phone.
I do too. I just couldn't get it pulled up in time.
Oh, I'm so excited. There's lots of good things coming. It looks like you're truly a jack of all trades, according to whoever is currently running the TRAINcycle part of our team. So tell us about all the things that you do, and also what you're going to be training for in the TRAINcycle family and all that.
So for the TRAINcycle family, I'll probably be focusing on music supervision, since that is my sort of anchor career. I've been doing that and voiceover casting for about 10 years now. And I really enjoy it. And it's, it's a pretty vast skill set. It carries a lot of things. It's music licensing. It's also music curation. And it's a lot of dealing with people, which unfortunately you don't get a lot of in school. But yeah, other than that, I am currently producing 3 different audio dramas and a couple of podcasts. I'm a performer in the Southeast, so I've been on tour a couple of times, and that's been really fun. And one of my audio dramas that I've written will probably premiere in the next couple months, and I do have a play that is published and can be performed if anybody would like the rights to it.
Awesome.
Speaking of producing audio dramas, Meredith DePaulo-Stevens, who's a friend of both of ours, is going to be directing her first radio show, actually for the same festival I'm going to be directing. So I'm going to jump on this question and ask your advice too. She says, do you have any advice for her directing her first radio show?
I would say that for your actors, reminding them that voiceover is a really different sort of skill set. It's you have stage, you have screen, and then you have voice. And voice is kind of a hybrid of the two, where you don't have to push as much volume out, because with the camera in your face, you don't have to have all those huge facial expressions to reach the people in the back of the theater, but you do have a microphone in your face, so you can't be quite so loud, you can't project quite as much, and the energy has to be so much more without the volume, because when you're acting in front of a live audience or when you're acting for a camera, we're getting a lot of visual cues that sort of inform our emotion as an audience member, and you don't get that with radio plays and audio dramas. It's all carried via the voice. So it's going to feel a little bit crazy. You're going to feel like you look a little bit nuts, but nobody can see you, and it's going to sound totally normal.
That's really
awesome.
Good ideas. That's really good suggestions.
And now after this moment, I'm going to pretend like I knew that already. I'm going to look like the professional.
I'm glad I could help.
That goes into, but you know, what's interesting. Like, I love Liz's approach of train,
cycle.
Well, yes, TRAINcycle, but learn, train, apply. I said the wrong one first, which is why the cycle didn't feel flowy in my mouth. But it's true. Like, you know, Aurelia just taught you, you learned, and now you've been trained, and now you're going to apply, and you're going to keep the cycle going.
Choo choo.
Exactly. That's really neat. I love that. Very cool. It's so nice to meet you officially. I've read quite a bit about you just in work.
I hope it's all good stuff. I hope it's not like a rap sheet or anything.
Well, one of them, some guy told us your last name was Belford, and I will have them killed. So don't worry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's exactly what The Godfather would do. See, you're already in it.
I'm ready.
He's a character actor. What do you want? Well, Aurelia, since we are toasting, go ahead and grab that mango lime goodness in your hand and give us a nice toast onto the next next few minutes.
So I'd like to thank everybody at TRAINcycle, and especially Liz, for bringing me on board. I think this is a great idea and a great thing going forward, not just for COVID, but for everyone, because a big part of my life is fighting for equity. And the first step to equity is access. And I think that the virtual classroom is a great way to provide that access to people that wouldn't normally have it. So I think this is definitely the first step to a more equitable and overall more successful entertainment industry. And to leave it on a high note, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
I love it.
Cheers.
I ran out of beverage, so I'm going to let them drink, and then I'm going to figure something else out here.
I also have to say what's really fun is Dan finished his iced coffee and definitely reached over for the whiskey bottle to refill his glass.
Go.
But in his defense, it's closer to happy hour here on the.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
and that place right now is right in this little box.
Exactly. Thank you for coming into a little box today, Aurelia. We think you're awesome and beautiful, and look forward to more adventures in TRAINcycle and beyond.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks so much for joining us. Wow, this has been fun. I gotta say, I feel like I'm having a real party with real people.
I feel like I could do this for 22 and a half more minutes.
I think you might be right.
Let's
do it. And man, okay, this next guy, I got to tell you, I am so excited to meet this man in person. As I just said, this is not exactly in person, but you know what? It's what we got nowadays. And this young man, I have heard so much about from so many people. Never met him in person, but he has worked. He has worked on Broadway. He has worked off Broadway. He's a set designer. He's a lighting designer, and supposedly he's just a pretty cool dude in general. Please welcome Mr. Arthur Reese. Hey, Artie.
Good evening, y'all. How you doing?
Never better.
Are you ready for TRAINcycle?
I sure hope so.
Yeah. The question is, are you ready, Artie?
Let's go, baby. As the famous and wonderful Al Bundy was prone to say, let's rock.
I thought you were going to quote Ted Bundy, and I was like, that's a different show.
That is an entirely different show. So how are we doing?
Artie, I'm really good, and I have never heard your speaking voice before, and now I feel like I'm going to write a play and put you at the center of it if you're cool with it.
I feel like Aurelia should have him in every single audiobook that he does, because I would go to sleep to that voice every night, Artie.
Gross.
Actually, it was my voice that originally got me in trouble and into theater. And then, about midway through college at Furman University, I figured out I like tech a whole lot better than I like acting.
Cool.
Okay. So that's why I'll be doing lighting design and, if need be, tech direction for TRAINcycle. I think this is a really marvelous idea. Very nice.
And Artie, maybe you could give me some advice. We do a lot of this live streaming business, and because we don't have the budget for nice lighting fixtures, it's always a lamp over here and a lamp over here. But does it look nice and even? Are we well lit? Are we more attractive?
You guys look great, as I look like I'm in an old Dracula movie. So, you
I
know.
thought that was what you were going for, so.
Actually, it was.
We'll call it Artie House Cinema.
I love that. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Like Dan here might be pretending like he doesn't know, but he's actually a lighting designer as well. Actor turned lighting designer, just like you.
Well, I'm a lighting designer in the sense that I'm a photographer and that I have lighting design shows. I would never claim to be a lighting designer in the face of an actual lighting designer because I don't want to get smacked.
No, we don't believe in going that way, first of all. And second of all, when we train, we're going to train the spectrum. You're going to know about film lighting, TV lighting, photography, and of course, theater. Okay? Because the more well-rounded your instruction is, the better chance you got of getting a job.
And let's be honest, Artie, we all got to get paid.
I also think you should brand the spectrum as a lighting designer. I think there's a pun there.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that voice. I mean, I heard Jabba the Hutt. Did you?
Yeah, but how do I use it to get paid? Anyway, it's pretty busy. No, it's pretty busy doing what it does. And the main thing for me is helping young people. And my students are my first priority. I see Wes sending me a message. Hey, Wes.
The man, the legend. I heard that phrase before, but I didn't know it was about you, Artie.
Well, I guess honestly, some of it actually might be, as much as I hate to admit it, because we've definitely done some things that should have never worked. Okay, National Black Theater Festival is 50-something shows in 20-something theaters in 1 week. I mean, that's not your average day, okay? But it's the people you have around you, and it's working with people. And it's also listening to people who know more than you do. And that's pretty simple, right?
That's
you
a good
surround
point.
yourself with the best people you can, and you listen to them. I think in the world that we're living in right now with COVID, many of us wish some of those in power would simply listen, okay? Because sometimes, believe it or not, you can learn something.
I think if the whole world spent more time listening and less time talking, we'd be in a pretty good spot. And someone once told me that you should never try to be the smartest person in the room. And for me, that's very simple.
Well, yeah, it's pretty simple for me too. And then you got to consider that you were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You listen twice as much as you talk.
How do you account for the nipples? Sorry, Liz. I don't represent any of this.
Hey, Alex, how you doing? I'm speaking to people as they shout out. Sorry, I've missed them. I miss all my friends. You know, I'm working on a show at Duke right now, Citizen, and the things we're having to go through. I saw you, Molly. The things we have to go through to put on a live production. And, you know, I'm TD for National Black Theater Festival. And I'm working right now. We're working really hard to figure out how we can safely present live theater to a lot of individuals who are already making hotel reservations. I'm like, okay, really? We're in the middle of a pandemic, and you guys are making hotel reservations for 2021. Well, you know what? If you got faith, I'm going to figure out a way.
I love that.
I'm going to figure it out. We're going to do it. Absolutely.
Yep. And Artie, I know you'll agree with this sentiment. I believe that everything really is moving forward. It's a different way, right? It's not the same way we've been moving forward for years, but sometimes, unless you ask the dinosaurs, everybody else, I do believe that like we need certain things to come into society to shake it up a little bit. And I've seen more creativity this year than I've seen in a lot of years, because we've got to be creative to make it.
And that's the progress of technology. And I think that's the progression of art. We very well may be looking 50 years from now back at this year as a defining juncture in how theater or performance or any kind of art, stepped forward in a big way. So who knows?
I think you are absolutely correct. I think also there was a saying in Chicago where I worked on the South Side between ducking stray bullets. And that was, we ain't afraid of no show. We're not afraid of any challenge. So whatever faces us, okay? However, we have to go forward. That's what we're going to do, because first of all, we're not going to let the institution of theater die, because recognize it or not, theater is the basis for film, TV, right? A lot of the podcasts you hear, all of this comes from theater. It's amazing to me. A lot of parents, when they hear their child wants to major in theater, they're like, oh no, not theater, anything but theater. And I try to explain to them, where do you think all these TV technicians come from? Who do you think builds the sets? Who do you think does the lighting? Can you think for just a moment? They have to come from somewhere. And I have so many students doing so well in the actual world. Look, I think I'm like 61 or 62. I'm not sure.
I think
somewhere in there. But I have never, and I've done theater full time since I left UVA in 1983. I've never collected a day's unemployment.
Good for you, man.
A lot of that also has to do with you and your attitude, because you bring a proper attitude and skills to what you're doing, and you will work. You'll be showing up at 4 a.m. on the soap opera set for the rest of your life, eating catering, if you are of value. And if I'm going to train you, you're going to, by God, be of some value.
Woo!
Oh, man.
What a sales pitch. I'm ready. Where do I sign up?
Ask Liz. I don't know. She just said, Artie, come do this. And I said, sure.
Well, Artie, we want you to raise your glass of cheer wine. And we want you to go ahead. Wait, you weren't the cheer wine man. That was Danny.
How did you know that?
I'm sorry. What are you drinking over there, Artie?
Actually, I am double toasting. Ooh. I have my standard Food Line seltzer. And I have, to keep my status as an honorary member of the city of Winston-Salem, something from Foothills. So,
is that Hoppy Yum?
Absolutely, girl. Why would I drink anything else? All right. Here's the TRAINcycle. All the best.
Cheers.
Cheers, Artie. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Cheers. Have a good one, y'all.
And we're so happy to have you on the TRAINcycle team. And let me tell you, the world at large doesn't even know what they're in for. So thanks for being here.
I think that's probably a good thing. God bless. Good night.
Yeah.
No, Artie. Oh man, what a good dude.
What a guy. I feel rejuvenated.
Right? I've heard so much about Artie throughout the years. In fact, it's very strange our paths haven't crossed, because we have like over 100 and some mutual friends on Facebook. Good dude. But anyway, so nice to see you. We have another man who I am so excited to see, because I haven't seen him since I was the technical director for Chicago at the Community Theater of Greensboro 8 years ago.
I thought you were saying you tech directed the city of Chicago, and I was like, that is quite a resume.
Yes, no. No, this was the Razzle Dazzle Chicago.
I got it.
But this young man has been all over the world. He has lots of acclaim. Most recently, he was the stage manager for the national tour of Hamilton. Well, maybe not recently.
Never heard of it.
Well, check it out on Disney Live. It'll be fun.
Disney? What's...
Yeah. Give it up for Eric Tysinger, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, how are you?
Ever better, my dude. How are you?
Oh man, living my best COVID life.
Are you in a tech booth right now?
I am in a tech booth. I've been working today with I've been learning how to teach in 6 foot social distancing. It's amazing what you can do with moving lights.
Wow, so I've heard.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. My I got tabbed. I finished. You had mentioned Hamilton. I finished on the road late last year. Thankfully, I mean, I sort of say thankfully, just in time, sort of to avoid the shutdown. Love out to all my Hamilton Angelica folks. But I got back here in Fort Worth. I'm teaching at Fort Worth Country Day private school here in Fort Worth, and my third day on the job back here, they were like, "Hey, we got some bad news. You're going to have to teach 6th grade theater this year," and so I'm figuring that out. And the best way I know to do it is turn on some moving lights and go, "Where's downstage right?" and move the lights downstage right.
Cool.
Going gangbusters.
That's awesome.
Because 6th graders are like cats. They'll chase any light in any direction.
Oh my God. Listen, I did this thing, other than figuring out how to teach them how to act, right? And I did this thing yesterday where I had them lay down. We were talking about breath support, right? And I was like, it's hard to teach a 6th grader about filling your, using your diaphragm. So I laid them all down and I said, okay, now feel, we were doing breathing. And I got ready. I said, now hop up. And one of the kids threw her arms up, like my daughter who's in 6th grade, is like, hey, can you help me up? So I go to lift the 6th grader, lift her straight up off the ground. I mean, just lifted her. I didn't even think about being strong enough to lift her up. The entire class, all laid back down, was like, lift me, lift me. So we did all this stuff about breathing, and then it was just me popcorning them up off the ground.
I thought that was a felony these days.
Me too. Terrified. The entire time. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Innovation is really what it's all about. Like nowadays, we've got to figure out how to do the arts online. We got to figure out how to teach online, and it's fun. It's making us more creative. Look, Eric Dowdy's here, and
Eric D. What's up, Eric D? I love it. So great.
Oh man, I feel like we're literally having a party all together. I mean, I feel the energy of every single one of you coming in here. It's amazing.
The only thing that's missing is Cardi B blowing my eardrums out.
That's all right. Well, I have to say, listen, Artie was awesome. I loved watching Artie. I was like, how do you follow that voice? With this, Southern crazy voice I've got. I was like, man, I might as well just hang up now.
Yeah, and you don't have any energy.
Isn't that guy awesome?
Either, so that's tough.
That guy is awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Let me tell you, Eric, you're one of my favorite humans, and I've only met you a handful of actual live times. We've never worked together, which is amazing in itself.
Crazy.
Just been crossing paths for years.
Plus, you did 3 years of Hamilton.
No.
She played.
I did.
She played the Bullet.
Aaron, that's my name.
There you go, the Bullet. That's it. That's a revered track, the Bullet.
And it's needed, right? It's a big storytelling moment. They call it.
We were just talking about Aaron Burr and how the smile thing is mine, but the talk less thing, that's just never been my motto.
Yeah, not me. that is not happening. But the Bullet, the thing about the Bullet, here's a little interesting Hamilton tidbit. The Bullet is actually very hard to execute because at the end, in the final duel, that bullet is actually followed by a follow spot. And if you'll notice, if you watch it on Disney Live, I heard you the Disney reference. It's awesome. Go to Disney, watch it. Listen, the camera works beautiful. I prefer the show from zoomed out. I don't love all the close-ups, but if you catch it, she's going upstage and she has to keep her body out of that spotlight. It is actually one of the most rehearsed things we did with that track when we were training a new person. It's actually a whole lot harder than it looks. So the Bullet, that's where it's at.
Well, especially considering the rest of the show is pretty much people standing and singing.
That's what I say. It's very Park and Bark, don't you think? Yeah. I find it to be very Park and Bark.
Let me tell you, the choreography in that show, it was wonderful. I cried. I hard cried. I hard cry a lot. I ugly cry a lot. But 2 times in my life have I really, really ugly cried. One was when Did
you say in your life or this week? Asking for the viewers.
I'm an emotional person,
and no one will ever fault you for that.
One right. A certain character died on Breaking Bad. I'm not going to say who it was in case you've never watched it.
Yeah. It's brand new, so understandable.
It's brand new to me. I'm behind the times. And then the other, Hamilton finished, and I lost it for the longest time.
Also, the last episode of Gilligan's Island.
Oh, actually, that was Mary Tyler Moore. But
I was really
Listen, by the time I was, and this is just absolute not 100% true, but this did happen to me. I bawled the last, when you start doing it 8 times a week for a 3-hour show, you start to bawl on Sunday nights just for your day off. So I feel you. Very different sentiments, but same emotion coming out. It's like, thank God. 8 times, 24 hours of Hamilton is a lot. It's a lot. Love
That's a lot, man. I remember a time when I was doing live theater. I can't really recall the details anymore, but I do remember it being kind of a haul.
Yes.
The one of the things about you, Eric, is like every single person who's ever known you, I'm like, Eric Tysinger, they're like, oh, the teddy bear. You really are. You are like, of all the teddy bears I've known in my life, you are the biggest teddy bear. And if you put a big bow around your neck and came to me at Valentine's Day, I don't know where this was going.
This is a centerfold, not a.
Listen, it's very sweet. People, I have been called. My nickname is Sweet Tea. I do approach sort of, my work. I love my work, first of all, and I love the most important part of my work, I think, are the people. And I do try to exude sort of that teddy bear complex. I think it buys you a lot of goodwill. So in the moments when you need to say, sit down and shut up, you can.
I thought you were sit down, you're rocking the boat. But
well, that would be a better way to say it than I just did. That would be maybe the teddy bear version. But
people call me feral bear. What does that mean?
What's that?
People call me feral bear. What does that mean about me?
I don't know. That's
this is good television, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. Here.
Eric, what are you drinking up in your booth? Do you have a drink with you today?
You remember I'm on campus, so it's got to be clear, presented clear in a lovely water bottle. So we'll leave it at that. We'll call it water bottle.
He's drinking 151 straight, and he's doing body shots off of a lit belly button.
We've got a teddy bear, a feral bear, and Tim Beeman, our podfather, who's still with us, is a polar bear. So lots of bears here today.
The Country Bear Jamboree, it feels like.
Exactly.
I love the Country Bear Jamboree.
I was wondering why you didn't react more to that.
No. I love the Country Bear Jamboree.
When I was at Disney World, they didn't let me off of Fantasmic. I had to keep my rotation at Fantasmic. I didn't make it to the Country Bear Jamboree. I was bummed.
People keep saying this word Disney. I don't know what it means.
It's back. It's open. Come on, man.
Right?
It is.
Well, Eric, raise your glass of your bottle of water and whatever's on your heart tonight. Go ahead and tell us at this awesome party.
Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am about this opportunity. I cannot wait to connect with as many folks as we can connect. It's a wonderful thing that we're doing. It's so right now and so needed. So many folks need this opportunity. So cheers to all of you for making it happen. Thank you for the invitation, and I look forward to working with all of you down the road. Cheers, friends.
Thanks for all of us, Eric. You are just a joyful light. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
See you soon.
Mwah. Mwah.
You see that? I gave him a false exit.
You were trying to show off your almost stage manager skills to the stage manager.
Go press space bar. See, I could do it, Eric.
Yeah. Well, it's now time for the woman of the hour, the one we have literally all been waiting to see. I am so excited. Liz and I actually started our businesses at the same time. Not this business, obviously. Years ago, 11, 12, I don't know. It's been a while. We started Sound Lizard. We didn't start Sound Lizard. She started Sound Lizard production.
I started Sound Lizard.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Is that tail that we have? That lizard tail that we have?
No, I'm talking about the business. It's my doing. Wait, is it successful?
No. Wait, the business?
Yeah.
Yes.
I started it.
No. But she started Sound Lizard Productions and I started First in Flight Entertainment at the same time. We bonded back then. Love this woman so much. Every single person is here pretty much because of her, because she's the bomb diggity. Please give a nice, big, warm welcome, everybody. Digital emoji hands for Liz May.
Hey guys.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm like grinning from ear to ear. It's just been so much fun watching everybody and hearing everybody's commentary. It's just been great.
This is intimidating because it feels like when I used to wait tables and at a higher end restaurants, and the management staff would sit at a table and I'd have to go wait on them. This feels like that.
It happens.
This moment right now with you.
I think a virtual party we definitely succeeded at. This definitely was feeling really good. So
we're sure there's been a ton of people coming in here today. It's been awesome to see everybody. We got the hand emojis. Thank you, Alex.
the emojis, as they shall be known here for us.
Actually, before we get to Liz, I want to give a big shout out to two people on this stream today. One is Alex Wolfe, WOLFE, not like the scary wolf. The other is Tucker James. James, is that his last name?
No.
Tucker.
Is it by any chance
Tucker Landme?
Is it Belford?
Tucker.
It's Tucker McGrew.
Tucker McGrew. Sorry, Tucker. I do love you.
Tucker, I absolutely would have just not said the name and pretended like nothing was going on.
Alex and Tucker are behind the scenes people at TRAINcycle that literally are the cogs in the wheel of everything that makes it going, and they're amazing. So shout out to the two of them for being awesome family members in this beautiful community. So Liz, hi, thanks for joining us at your own party.
Yes, thanks for having a party for me.
I've literally, I was talking to someone earlier today. I was like, we've got to save Liz for the end, because it's just like all of these digital conventions that have been happening. You don't hear from the president until the very end, and here she is.
Here I am.
Did you bring us cake?
Ooh, I forgot something. I'd go back and get the cake.
What are you drinking today, Liz?
I have in my whoa. There we go. IATSE represent glass, Wicked Weed Pernicious.
That's one of my favorite breweries well, at least in this country.
That's right. Asheville, North Carolina, representing the state. That's fantastic.
Yep. Always the local brews for us. So there you go.
I love that. So Liz, we all want to know, we want to hear from the horse's mouth all about.
No offense.
No, you don't look like a horse, but you definitely work like one. We want to hear all about TRAINcycle and exactly what inspired you to create this beautiful family.
Well, I think this party really sums up a big part of it, which is community and creating just a way for people to collaborate, especially in a world today where we're just the virtual is where we're living, and it's just there's nothing that can replace human interaction and collaboration. And us artists and designers and engineers and technicians, that's what we're used to. And so this really fulfills a life mission that I feel like everybody should have in everything that they do, which is always learning, always doing, and always teaching. And so we've taken that concept and made it into a model that, if you guys look at our logo, has 3 cogs in it. And those 3 cogs represent always learning, always applying, always training. And the idea is that we're all doing those things all the time. It's not that you're only in one or the other. Like you said earlier, where Dan just learned something and now he's going to go and apply it and train someone else. And so it's really fulfilling that mission, which for me, my world is the arts and entertainment industry. And so it's really, and education. And so it's really bringing that together and creating this really awesome community of people. And I'm so excited. And these are people, that have worked with me in different walks of life. And as we grow, the network keeps growing, and it's just so cool to see. And I think educators, students, trainers ourselves that want to learn other things, I think it's just going to really create an awesome collaborative opportunity.
Absolutely, for sure. That's so true. The community and customization, the 2 C words, I think that's what
the only 2 that exist.
No, there's other C words. We just can't say them on primetime television.
Wow.
But She
went there, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, the customizable pieces are a really unique part of our model that sets us apart from some other things that might be out there. And the idea is we know that everybody's needs aren't the same. And so while we're working to keep adding things. We've got so many really cool things coming down the pipeline that we're going to be spitting out and adding just every week, like new stuff, new opportunities, field trips and workshops and conferences, and just really cool ways to get engaged. And the customizable piece is just something that really, hopefully, educators can take advantage of as something to incorporate into their classroom, because the idea is that no idea is too small or too big, and no budget's too small or too big, and we're going to work with everybody to help give them the resources that they're looking for.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that so much. And it's funny because I've had the privilege of working with Liz and the entire TRAINcycle team for the last several weeks. And it's been really cool to see the community of people that are coming. You've met a lot of them here today if you've been joining us. I mean, we've had a pretty consistent following of people that have just been hanging out with us today. But there's just so many beautiful people out there that are coming together to take their skills and their life experiences and share them. And that's like, what a gift.
And Elizabeth Reef agrees, even though she's from Canada or something, and I'm basing that on the way you spelled Endeavor. I hope you have an excuse.
Elizabeth Reef, she's one of my best friends. In fact, Elizabeth Reef and Terry Beadle, I'm not sure if she's on, I thought she was earlier tonight, and I used to be the Powerpuff Girls growing up.
Is she Canadian?
No.
Well, Elizabeth, then I'm going to need you to think about your actions.
Your spellings. It is exciting. Actually, I think Elizabeth's joining the team later.
Is she?
The TRAINcycle team. She should be. She's a brilliant artist. So
is this what we're doing? I think Gary Sinise is going to be coming by too.
You never know. We have some incredible names, and what's amazing is like Liz not only knows everybody, but anybody she doesn't know, she can find. So if you want to have a master class by Alec Baldwin, I'm pretty sure Liz could make it happen.
Let it be heard here first and foremost. Alec Baldwin is joining the TRAINcycle team.
That would be pretty awesome.
You never know. You never know.
You really don't.
Beautiful. I mean, you've met some of them today, Eric Tysinger and Artie Reese, and like people have been on and off Broadway their whole lives. Just good stuff.
And having been someone who has been entirely uninvolved, I mean, I'm a contributor, of course, but I've been watching the growth of this business in the last 5 weeks or so through Aaron and the meetings that you guys have been having, and the amount of passion and dedication that this team has put into building this business. And I mean, the growth it's seen in the last 5 weeks and up to launch is insane. So I have no doubt that in a year, they will be Google.
You never know. Google's on the way out, I heard. So
take over the world.
Yahoo said that. Oh, man. But it's true. Liz, what amazes me is like, this is such a amazing thing for the time and now. But you've had this idea for years. Didn't you start this? I mean, you've had the concept in your mind since you were practically born, but like the idea for TRAINcycle has been for years and years.
Yeah, never had a name for it until recently, but always knew kind of what the concept was going to be, and definitely knew that it was going to be with arts and entertainment, because that's been my world that I've grown up in. And one of the things that can also be challenging for educators is, they have so many things they have to think about with what curriculum they have to teach, what restrictions or guidelines they have to follow, and things like that. And so sometimes it's really hard for them to be the best at all the things that they teach, and they're having to really be over the whole umbrella. And so by giving them this access to people that are out there doing it, and especially right now when a lot of these people, their tours are stopped and the venues are closed right now, it just seems like a great opportunity to take advantage of, to bring that extra professional Hamilton stage manager, because as a teacher you can't go stage manage well, I guess he turned around and went back into the classroom, but that example. but and that's the whole point, right? Is that we are all teaching, we are all doing, and I think that is important. And I hope that educators see that as a potential opportunity.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, absolutely. And, not only educators, but like, even if you're an individual who would like some individual learning, I think that's what's so cool. Customizable is like the way to go nowadays. If there's something that you want to learn or be in the entertainment industry, whether it's for yourself or for your classroom, that's what your company is all about. Liz, what are you drinking tonight?
We already did this.
Oh,
we've done this too many times today.
Pernicious.
I forgot. But go ahead and keep that up, because we want you to wrap up this beautiful hour. We've gone a little bit over, but thanks so much for keeping with us, everybody that's here tonight. Thanks for being here. We want you to go and give us our final toast for the evening.
May everybody continue to learn, always apply, and always train the next generation, and we will keep the cycle going. Cheers.
Cheers. Love it.
Cheers. Awesome. Any final words of wisdom, Liz, as we let our beautiful audience go to their dinner plates tonight?
Right. I think the big thing is that this is growing, and this is the whole point of this is really to fill needs that are out there. And so as people have ideas and feedback for us, we really welcome that. And so we invite you to visit our website, TRAINcycle.org, and check it out and give us your thoughts on that. And help us to grow this into something that can really be a great tool for everybody.
Love that.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on your opening. Congratulations on a successful gathering of some pretty top-notch people, it seems to me.
Absolutely.
Present company excluded, of course.
even though whoever is commenting on TRAINcycle right now did not spell perfect correctly.
Oh, see, I shouldn't have featured that comment. I only read the first and last letter of every word. You can imagine it's a sitcom.
Yeah, it is. Our life is a sitcom. But TRAINcycle is not. TRAINcycle is here to do some awesome things. It's been a pleasure. What a great happy hour. Thank you guys for spending it with all of us. And Liz, you are a true inspiration to the whole world. Thanks for being here. And everybody, we love you.
Bye.
Bye.
And thanks everybody for joining us here today. We hope that you guys will stay safe. We hope you'll stay healthy. We hope that you'll learn, apply, and train and keep that cycle going. And if you are an instructor out there who would like some TRAINcycle information, please go to our website, which is TRAINcycle.org. You can follow it as it goes across this screen.
Or you can go right here and check it out as it appears magically at the bottom of the page, as though by magic. Ignore the typing sounds. Ignore the typing sounds. Ignore the typing. Boom.
Whoa, wow. TRAINcycle.org.
Technology.
Thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thanks to our special guests, Liz, Eric, Aurelia, Danny, Tim, and Artie. And thanks to you, Dan, for
being here. Thanks to you, Aaron, for being here.
I really appreciate it, guys. Stay safe, stay beautiful, and we'll see you next time.